women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had envisioned for yourself. And I actually had a very active day today. I was not feeling good. It was a really rough day. I had treatment yesterday. I went to a new clinic and had a really different type of hands-on therapy. And my usual osteopathic appointments, they work on my fascia, and this lady worked a lot more on my bones, which I needed. It was very beneficial. I got a lot out of it. I liked her. I liked the people at the clinic a lot, but I'm sore as hell today. And the weather's been kind of up and down, and that always screws with my symptoms. So I didn't feel good today at all. And I danced this morning because I always dance. And I had plans with my girlfriend this afternoon. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go. I told her this, so she sees this. This isn't. I'm not outing myself. I told her I didn't want to. I was like, how am I not going to go? How am I going to get out of this? And I was like, no, I can't. I gotta go. I gotta go because A, I really like this person, and B, I knew one thing. I knew she'd cheer me up because we get along very well. Excuse me, hair in my eyelashes, and we get along really well. She's someone whose opinion is valuable to me. Um, we can fight a lot in each other, and we actually have quite a bit in common. And we went and walked for about an hour, hour and a half, which I didn't think I was even up to be honest. And then we went and had lunch, and it was the best afternoon I've had in a really long time. And I'm so glad that I went. But then I got home and I had planned on, oh, I'm going to make this video and I'm going to make all these new notes, and I didn't do it. Although I'll be honest, I got home in time. I could have pulled something together, but I've got a couple of ideas in mind, and they're just not something I want to cobble together. So chronic illness and social media. I like this one. I like this topic. I do this one every few months because it's important, and because it's really interesting to me the way that people with health issues approach social media. This information is from a website called themighty.com, and the Mighty is a great resource for people who have health issues and or disabilities. Although I will say from my experience, now there's a ton of good information over there. It's a great website. Just be cautious. A lot of chronic illness message boards. And I will also tell you before I go on that I haven't been to the Mighty in a while. I have not read their message boards or anything in a while, but I stopped reading them because for me, they were really, they were just so depressing. Now I understand. Just today, I was so frustrated and I was so just, it gets overwhelming. And it's, y'all, this stuff is so lonely. Healthy people don't understand. You can't understand, and sometimes we just scream into the void because we've got to get it off our chests. And I did that earlier today. But a lot of these message boards for people with health issues, they can get just really heavy. For me, that's I need to have positive things in my life because I am prone to really dark. I mean, my natural state, honestly, I am pretty sullen. I can fall into a really dark mood and stay there, and I won't be nasty to anybody. I just won't talk to anybody. And the bad part is I'm really comfortable there. I don't need to have negative influences that will send me back in there because it doesn't serve my purpose at all. So just it's a good site, but I went way the hell off track there. It is a good website. I'm not trying to discount that at all. There's a lot of great information there. Just be careful if you're looking into these message boards. Just be really careful of what you're getting into. My God, I've been talking for 4 minutes and I haven't even gotten to the point yet. So why is this important to me? This is important to me because it always trips me out how long there's been people, usually women, although I mean, there could be a lot of men too, and I just don't know it. But I've had a lot of women over the years that out of nowhere, like one lady, I think we had private messaged on Twitter for like a year or two before she just drops on me that she's got fibromyalgia. I was like, what? I had no idea. She said, I don't talk about it. I just find that really interesting because it's hard for us to even talk about it with each other. So it makes it really hard to talk about it with healthy people, with normal people, with normies. I don't know what you would call it, but most people don't. Most people don't. Most people go to message boards and scream into those voids. And I totally understand that because I've done that too. I go on Twitter and scream into the void. It's We're always reluctant to talk about it. I'm an advocate. This is something that it really means a lot to me because when I was first diagnosed, I didn't have somebody to look to who said, "You know what? Yeah, you got dealt a pretty crappy hand, but here are some things you can do to cope with it." And this is what I've done. And you guys, I went from being so severely depressed. I can't believe it's honestly, it's like I was a completely different, well, I was a different person emotionally and spiritually at the time. Very different person. I spent so many years in a severe depression because I couldn't see anything positive about all of this. I'll be honest, there's not a lot positive about all of this, but what the hell good does it do you to sit there and feel sorry for yourself? It doesn't help. Believe me, if it helped, I would have figured that out and I'd be healthy by now. But when you see us posting, you need to know that generally speaking, we're not looking for attention. Sometimes I'll own that. Yeah, today I was looking for attention. I wanted someone to tell me you're going to be okay. I'll own that. But generally speaking, when I talk about it, I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. I'm just trying to help people understand what it's like to live with these weird illnesses because there's a lot of people who have so-called invisible illnesses. I don't look like I'm really sick. But when I went through a process at work right before COVID to bring my little dog to work, and it was really funny because the lady, I was getting really stressed out. She kept putting me off and put me off, and she finally called me in and she's like, "I'm really sorry, but I wasn't familiar with your condition, so I had to read up on it." And she was so cute. I really liked her. And so she didn't at all mean this derogatory, but she was really cute. She's like, "Oh, you have some very serious health issues." And I said, "Yes, I know. I am aware of that." But I had a point there. And I don't know what it was. Gosh damn, it's been a day. But you know what? I'm still in a good mood. But we're not just looking for attention. We're not being melodramatic. Oh, I can be very melodramatic. I try not to get very melodramatic about this because it becomes self-fulfilling. People see us as ungrateful. I had somebody tell me that once because they asked me how I was and I said I was okay. And you know what? A lot of days, if I say I'm okay, sometimes I'm just really okay. I don't feel great. I don't feel bad. I'm okay. I don't think okay is a negative thing. It's a lot better than me telling you I'm feeling crappy. And if things are really rough, I'm generally going to tell people that I'm okay because I choose to be okay even though things are rough. But I had somebody tell me once, "Well, you're really ungrateful. That's a really crap attitude." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea how grateful I am. The fact that I can get out of bed every day, that I'm capable of physically getting out of bed. I'm grateful for that because I was on the path to being a bedridden prescription pill popper." Oh, I just thought of something. I wonder how that would have turned out for because they would have gotten me hooked on those damn drugs and then yanked them out from underneath me with a opioid scare. Holy crap. Anyway, that's a rabbit hole I don't need to go down. People see us as being whiny or that we don't have any faith. My faith is what gets me through all that. I couldn't deal with this crap if I didn't have faith. People think we're weak. Look, I don't think I'm all that. I don't. But I will tell you, most people could not handle this life. I know because I've seen what this does to a lot of people. A lot of people rise above it, certainly, but a lot of people, and frankly, most of the people that would be judgmental about us being mentally weak, no, you couldn't hang. You couldn't hang. There's no way in hell. My favorite's people that think we're crazy. Well, you know what? You got to be a little crazy to live like this. How do you not go crazy when you hurt most of the time? I mean, truly, how does that not drive you a little bit crazy? There's a lot of sadness involved. We just want to be healthy. Gosh, all the things that I took for granted when my body was healthy. It just sucks so bad. I miss those things. We grieve for those things that we've lost. I've had to give up a hell of a lot of my life. Fortunately, I'm smart enough that I, instead of just looking at it as giving up, although I did, I try to look at it as I just found other interests, but I found other interests because I had to. Oh, okay, I had to give up my prior interests. I guess I didn't have to find new ones. I could have sat here and felt sorry for myself, but I don't want to live like that. But imagine what it's like to live where just simple little chores like cleaning your bathroom just wipes you the hell out. And I don't mean a little tired, I mean wiped out to where you can't get out of bed the next day. I always get out of bed. I get up, I brush my teeth, I put I put some oh, I'm having a hard time. This is so embarrassing. Anyway, you don't need my morning routine, but I get up and I put on day pajamas because I can't go out like I can't go lounge around in what I slept in all night. I just have a thing about that. But I'll put on clean day pajamas and I go lounge around all day. That's sometimes that's all I can do. But it sucks. We're completely exhausted. But every time we try to rest, if I have a day like that, even though I know I wiped myself out doing housework or something the day before, I can't I can't enjoy the rest. I can't appreciate it. I just sit there and I stew about, oh my gosh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And that's building up and this hasn't been taken care of yet. It's really hard for us to truly rest. There's a lot of grief involved with this. There's a lot of anger involved with this. I when I went to the new clinic, it was really kind of nice because the young lady who took me back and went over my medical history with me, and then the PA that I saw, both of them told me they were really impressed with my attitude and how much we really appreciate seeing this. And I love hearing that. I do because I put a lot of work into my attitude. And I told them both, I was sitting around feeling sorry for myself one day, and why is this happening to me? And I literally heard a voice in my head say, why the hell not? What would make you exempt from life? And that for me was the big turning point. That's when I decided I had to put this out there because other people need to know. If you're the one dealing with the health issues, you're entitled to be mad. You're entitled to grieve. You're entitled to feel sorry for yourself, even. But you can't live there. Why are you going to live there? What the hell is that going to do you? Okay, if you want to live there, where are you going to be in a year? If you choose to dwell in that mindset, that poor, pitiful me, that I'm a victim, where the hell are you going to be in a year? I'm going to tell you where you're going to be because I did that. You're going to be fatter. You're going to be sicker. You're going to be more depressed. That's just the facts. You can't. This stuff's going to take a lot of things from you, but you can't let it completely dominate your life. You have to find a way to fight back a little bit and just you got to pick your battles. You got to find your battles that are worth it to you. Fitness for me, dancing is worth it. I don't care how crappy I feel, except on Sundays because I have to have a rest day. I get up and dance every damn day. Even if I'm literally having to talk myself, if you just get up, you're going to feel better. If you're just getting up, you're going to feel better. I dance every day. I make that choice because I need that to be happy. I went way the hell off track again. I'm so sorry. But you're entitled to feel that way. You're entitled to be pissed, but you can't live there. And that's what I see on a lot of the message boards is there's the grief and there's the depression and there's the anger. I get it because I know exactly where they're at. But for me, I can't be around that. I can't immerse myself in that because I'm going to fall right down in there. We don't talk about it a lot because healthy people can be really judgmental. Oh my gosh, y'all can just be horrible, really horrible. But you don't look sick. What the hell does that mean? I have a chronic, I don't have a 3-hour, a 3-day flu. I have a chronic illness. So if I go around looking like an unmade bed just so people recognize that I'm not feeling well, is that what people expect? Because it ain't gonna happen. A lot of times, and I never thought I would be this person. I'll be real honest, but a lot of times Even if I have no reason to, I'll put my face on when I feel like crap because it gives me a small sense of normalcy. It makes me feel like I have control over something in with my body. We get that it's hard for you to understand. We get that it's hard for you to cope sometimes, but you know what? It's a lot harder for us to deal with. It's a lot harder for us to cope. And the last thing we need is your judgment. We tend to keep to ourselves. I know for me, I get when things get really bad, I get super quiet. I get quiet enough that a lot of people will start, "Hey, you're too quiet. Is everything okay?" No, this is just where I'm at right now. And I do appreciate the check-ins. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely do. But anyway, we keep to ourselves because y'all are pretty belittling about it. Not everybody, of course. Some people try. Some people really try, and they're they're gems. They are, but unfortunately, those people are few and far between. When when you tell somebody with chronic pain issues, well, everybody hurts sometimes. Well, no shit. We know that. We're not stupid. We have health issues. We're not stupid. But there's a very big difference between you hurting occasionally and us dealing with this day in and day out. It's not the same thing. We've spent years in doctors' offices chasing diagnoses. We've we've put in so much to this. It's I would love to only hurt once in a while. I that would be God, that'd be so magical. But or another one that really pisses people off. Well, you'd feel better if you just fill in the blank. Well, you know what? Whatever you are going to fill in that blank with, I guarantee you, if it's something that would make a difference, we've had that conversation with our medical team. I promise. You don't need to go there. Now, I'm a lot different than most people I know with chronic illness, although I'll be honest, I'm sliding down towards their side of things. If you come to me with a suggestion, I am going to try to be very open minded and I'm going to assume, even if it's something that you're selling, I'm going to assume you have my best interest at heart because even if you are selling me something, you know that if you can help me, that I can help you. That's just a fact of it. Excuse me. But most people don't appreciate that. And another thing, if you have a suggestion and you really think it's going to help, don't say, you would feel better if you just blank. Hey, you've probably heard this before, but I just ran across this and I thought you might be interested. It's in the approach. I mean, let's be real. You can say a lot of things to people in a kind way that you shouldn't say to them in a negative. I mean, you talk to us like we're just freaking normal people. How do you want to be talked to? We don't talk about it a lot because a lot of this stuff is just embarrassing. It's not often polite conversation. There's no dignity at all in having health issues. We don't talk about it because we have a fear of rejection. This shit's very isolating. I have no idea who pulled in, but they're gonna have to wait. Um, it's isolating. Our worlds shrink so gosh damn small, y'all wouldn't believe it. I have been more social. Oh my gosh, I have been more social, I think, since COVID. Ha, that's so crazy. But after the lockdowns ended, I have friends that make sure I get out of the house because they know that I shut down when things get rough and they know things are rough. I mean, I got health issues and the weather and everything is just it's not been a good summer either. I got to get the hell out of here. When people don't talk about it, if you have someone in your life who's dealing with this and they won't talk to you about it, you need to understand it's not a reflection on you at all. It's not. It's just sometimes it's not, it's just too much trouble. And I know that sounds really dismissive of what you're dealing with. It's not meant to be. But if you want to know, if you really wanted to know, you'd Google it or insert your favorite search engine. But I serve on this is gonna drive me nuts with him barking. I serve on an advisory committee at my place of employment. And there's a woman that's been on there with me for 2 years now. And this past year, we were really working on reformulating the remote work picture from there on out because, of course, COVID changed everything. And every meeting I would bring up, well, people with chronic illnesses and people with disabilities, and people with chronic illnesses and people with disabilities. And I got to the point where I finally, at one meeting, I was like, I know you guys are so tired of hearing this, and I feel so self-serving. And a woman I'd been on this committee with for 2 years sends me a private message, and she said, it's not self-serving. There's a lot of people out there who need this. So thank you for being an advocate. That made me feel good. But again, I've served on this committee with her for 2 years. We have other connections outside of there. I had no idea that she had health issues. And you know what? She's never said another word about it. I'm not going to ask. If she wanted me to know, she'd tell me. I'm not going to lie. I'm really curious. But she doesn't want to talk about it. I, of all people, understand that. Those of us that do post, we're just looking, you guys, our lives are so gosh damn small. Why am I on Twitter all day? Because Twitter is the bulk of my social life. Judge if you will. But you know what? Social media has been a big benefit for me. I have to be careful, especially on Twitter. I have to be careful not to get sucked into all the negative crap. But, I could go on Twitter. If I were to go on Twitter right now and say, you guys, I'm really having a bad time. I need help. I'd have so much support and outpouring of love. And it's a cool thing. But we want friendship. We want fellowship. We need a sounding block. Like I said, sometimes I just want to scream into the void because this shit gets to me. When you hurt all the time and my clinic is it's turned into a complete just mess. They're too short-handed to get me in for the physical treatments that help me stay off the pain pills. So I can't get the physical treatment, but because of the opioid crisis, I can't freaking get refills on my pain meds very often. And I take like a super mellow. I take one of those small. And when I told my pharmacist that they give me crap over my tramadol, she was floored. It's like, that's like the most mild thing you could take. And I only take half at a time. And my doctor knows this. Anyway, boy, rant and raving there. But sometimes we just want a sounding block because it does get frustrating. Sometimes we just want to pretend we're kind of normal. I don't see a lot of people in real life. I work from home, which is a tremendous benefit, and I'm absolutely not complaining. It has made a huge difference in my morale and in my productivity, and frankly, in my self-esteem, because on days when I would never drag my sorry ass out of the house, I'm able to come into my little office here. And I like my little space. I like the way I've got it set up. Now, it still needs a few things, but it's getting there, and it's cozy, and I'm really comfortable in here. But I don't see people. I don't see people very much. And I need an outlet. Sometimes we post because we just want to be seen and heard. We do isolate ourselves quite often. We don't want to be forgotten. Anyway, I've rambled way too long. I'm apparently in quite a mood. But I had a wonderful afternoon with my girlfriend. So that was nice. And we're trying to figure out, we don't think we'd really done anything since before COVID. So it was really cool to spend the afternoon with her. But yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to go make a cocktail. And no, I know I shouldn't have one because alcohol is inflammatory, but it's been a crappy week. It's been a really tough week. So I'm going to go make a cocktail and put on some day pajamas. And I don't know, maybe I'll have a little house on the prairie marathon tonight. Judge that how you will. I'll have a great weekend. I will be back Monday at 5 o'clock Alaska time.